House of the Dragon Season 2 Episode 5 has a ton of fresh material to break down, exploring the aftermath of Rook's Rest. The Dance of the Dragons came fully into fruition in Episode 4, where the Blacks and Greens met in the minor Crownlands castle, Rook's Rest. By the end of the bloody conflict, 900 men were killed, and Prince Aemond Targaryen was the last Dragonrider flying. Rhaenys Targaryen was killed in battle, and King Aegon was severely injured, giving both sides someone to grieve for. The House of the Dragon cast is relatively separate in their conflicts in Episode 5. Rhaenyra struggles in the absence of Daemon, and now, in the absence of Rhaenys, she feels as if she's lost two of her most powerful allies. This causes her to look elsewhere for potential support. The Greens find themselves in a difficult situation as the Lord of the Seven Kingdoms has barely survived the battle and is no longer presentable. At Harrenhal, Daemon's story continues isolating him, as he's referring to himself as king and struggling to make his own allies. Rhaenyra and Jace's plan for more Dragonriders, the Dragonseeds explained. Rhaenyra Targaryen finds a glimmer of hope in the episode's final scene as her eldest son, Jaka, comes up with an idea to replenish their forces. The Blacks may have lost one of their most experienced Dragonriders, but what they aren't short of is dragons. The Season 1 finale established that there are riderless dragons on Dragonstone and Driftmark, and Season 2 has seen sea smoke flying around aimlessly. Jace reminds his mother that they may be out of potential Targaryens, but there are others who come from the Valyrian bloodline. As shown by members of House Velaryon riding dragons, it's not a perk that comes specifically to Targaryens. In fact, it's not even 100% clear in George R.R. Martin's books whether one has to be Valyrian to ride a dragon, though the TV series seems to imply that the Targaryens believe that to be true. The Doom may have destroyed Valyria, but there are still many who carry Valyrian blood, including many of the new characters in House of the Dragon Season 2. Jaka and Rhaenyra intend to read through the dense volumes in Dragonstone's library in hopes of tracking their lineages to characters like Alan, Ulf, and Hugh. These men will be allowed to attempt to bond with the riderless dragons. There's also another man of Valyrian blood on Rhaenyra's small council in Lord Baltimo's Celtiger. There are both dragons and riders available to Rhaenyra's side, though allowing a stranger to tame a dragon is still a significant risk, as it will instantly make the rider one of the most powerful people in the Seven Kingdoms, who are Vermithor and Silverwing, the riderless dragons. Among the many dragons in House of the Dragon, there are plenty that are riderless or entirely wild. Dragons who have had riders before are easier to tame, making Vermithor and Silverwing among the biggest priorities for the Blacks. Vermithor was seen in House of the Dragon Season 1 finale as the dragon Daemon goes underground to sing to. Aside from Vhagar, Vermithor is the largest dragon alive during the dance, making him an incredible asset for either side to have. Silverwing is known for being more docile, but the she-dragon is also quite massive. Vermithor and Silverwing know each other well, as they were previously bonded to King Aegon and the beloved Queen Alysanne, who rode the dragons throughout Westeros, celebrating their reign of peace and prosperity. Adding the two dragons to Rhaenyra's side will provide an instant boost to her chances of winning the Dance of the Dragons. Other riderless dragons include Seasmoke, Sheepstealer, and Cannibal. What the Riverlords turning against Daemon means. In his attempt to make a claim for himself as a potential third party in the dance, Daemon manages to botch his chances of making allies in the Riverlands. Much like the North, the Riverlands hold honor in high regard, and several lords arrive at Harrenhal to express their disgust at Daemon's actions. After the Battle of the Burning Mill in Episode 3, Daemon brings House Blackwood to his side, but the agreement is that he must inflict damage upon House Bracken, the Blackwood's ancient rival and a minor Riverlands house that sided with the Greens. Daemon implies to Willem Blackwood that he permits the use of dirty tactics to put pressure on the Brackens, hoping to draw out their surrender and add their forces to Daemon's army. The Blackwoods then attack areas of the Riverlands, taking women and children prisoners, which the other Riverlords severely frown upon. They arrive at Harrenhal to condemn Daemon, raising questions about how he'll manage to bring them back over to his side and eventually to Rhaenyra's. He's made it a difficult situation to salvage. Does Helaena know Aemond tried to kill Aegon? Season 2, Episode 5 sees the Greens reacting to Aegon's injury. Alicent Hightower pieces together Prince Aemond's involvement in the event, and Kristen Cole covers for him, as he believes Aemond to be a better option for their leadership. At the episode's end, Helaena finds Aemond staring at the Iron Throne and asks him if it was worth the price. The implication is that she had one of her visions and saw glimpses of the events at Rook's Rest, and she knows what Aemond has done to achieve his new promotion. Does Aegon ever recover in House of the Dragon? Aegon's condition is pretty awful in Season 2 Episode 5, but he ultimately does recover in some capacity from his injuries at Rook's Rest. There is a period following this event where Aemond rules the realm in his stead, but Aegon eventually regains the ability to make decisions. However, he remains scarred for the rest of his life. It's possible that Aegon will remain dormant throughout the rest of Season 2, but he'll eventually return as a character in the show. Following Rhaenyra's capture of King's Landing, Aegon will be among those who escape the city, living to fight another day. He'll also end up being one of the last main characters to die in House of the Dragon when many others have already perished.